We got another one before it goes. Fast 2, $25. Thanks, man. Nick, what's your opinion on maxing out on the mortgage and being relatively house poor? Any guidance on where the line is to draw?
You can do that. So let's talk about that. Maxing out your mortgage and being house poor. I wouldn't do that in this market. You do that after the market crashes. And I would, if I could have gone back, the stuff that I would have, should have, could have bought, 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, even 16, I should have, could have bought more, and I didn't, and I made a mistake. Instead, I bought stuff for $300-400 that I ended up making worth, $800-900 when I could have bought. We looked at a house. I remember when my wife was making good money. We were approved like 5 years ago for like $900,000. We could have got a mortgage for it in like 2015. I looked at a house for $1.2 million. I didn't look at it. I just was kicking around with my brother. I said, Jake, look at this house for $1.2 million. It was off the east side of Providence. The house sold for $2.8 million. The people did nothing to it. Instead, I bought a house I played it conservative, and I bought a house for $200,000, and I sold it for $350,000. Yahoo, yay! Everybody in the world did that, no big deal. And then I bought another one, the house we're currently in, and I just spent every dollar I had for 3 years on it. And I got a nice house now. But what I should have done was maxed out the mortgage in an upswing when it's in an upswing, and you kind of got to go through it and trust people who have been through it. You want to be maxing out a mortgage when, like a guy like Chris, it probably even hurt you when you first got your house. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pay this mortgage. I'm just a kid.
It
wasn't easy, right?
Big move,
big jump. Big jump. You're like, fuck, I've done that. I've been in that position where I was like, damn. But I was buying in like this market. I maxed myself out in the end like this, and I went broke. I gambled and I lost when I was 23. So you can do that, and you should do that when the market's in the trash in 2, 3, 4 years. If it ever does that, that's when it's okay. But right now, you don't want to be maxing out more. You don't want to be doing that game. In fact, right now, you want to make sure that you're putting a decent amount down to keep your straw above the water. Because if you're up to the bottom of your nose in debt, dude, it's suicide.
Crispy Cave, $25. Thanks, man. Hey, Nick, can you portray in the most comedic way possible how garbage the concept of income tax is? I just saved up over $3,000 to pay over $1,500 in income tax.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro. I got my first tax scare, and it put me in like a tailspin so bad that I was sitting in a credit union trying to figure ways out to it's unbelievable how much you pay in taxes.
This is the first year, 1099.
I'm paying over $30 million in taxes this year. Yep, my trust fund. My dad called me, my father, Benson. He said, son, you're a Rochefort. And you know what that means. And I'm like,
taxes.
Vicodin addictions? They're like, no. It means Bohemian Grove and Legacy, Boston University. And it means lacrosse playing. And I said, cool. I'm going to give you your $30 million annual trust fund disbursement.
Highlight.
Yeah, highlight. But I want you to join my men's highlight team. Yeah. No, it's bad, dude.
Get a good CPA.
Honestly, one thing, just a heads up. I learned this from a friend of mine, Rick Crowley. I did a short stint doing fire sprinkler estimating.
Crawley?
When I was Rick Crowley, you know him?
My uncle's a Crawley, and he's a
fire sprinkler guy.
He's an accountant.
Oh no.
Okay.
No. He was just a wealthy. He was a smart guy. Went to Babson, got his PhD. Blah blah. He's a business guy, and he took a liking to me. I was a pretty funny kid, young. He was about 10, 15 years older than me. Gave me a job. He said, "Come work for me." Gave me a pretty good job when I was young, because he kind of figured I could sell. And I set up a maintenance division of fire sprinklers for quarterly testing for him, because it was something that I was pretty good at implementing maintenance contracts, because I was doing it for my landscape company. So I went and worked for this guy, and he told me, and we used to kind of hang out, and I was basically his number 2 for like 6 months, and then I got a DUI because I'm a fucking idiot. But so I blew that job, and went crawling back because I'm a loser. And he told me, you can't afford not to have a good accountant. He's like, literally, it's not even a joke. I hung out with my accountants last night, got totally loaded. So shout out to the boys over at KLR. Nice. They're the sharpest guys in the world. I love hanging out with accountants. My mom was an accountant, so again, you just got to be smart about it. I've seen people pay just be really silly. People just don't understand accounting. Mm-hmm. Really, it's just a really big gray area. I don't. I'm not saying I do, but people really don't. Smart people don't even understand accounting.
Yeah.
Like my wife, like she's a smart person, but when she starts talking about accounting, she's like, "Oh,
we got $20 from Ray Pissed.
Right.
My sister loves the stream and is taking her CPA exam soon. Can you give her a motivational speech? Thanks, homie.
Nice, man. Yeah, man. I really think there's a lot of promise in boring businesses, and accounting is such a gray area. And I think young people are smart, and I think they know that there's certain things that they're going to try to do themselves and tax-wise and shit, and they're going to get hurt. And then a good accountant's there to save them. And I think anybody getting into the accounting field right now and building a book of business on their own and doing people's taxes on the side and kind of taking it seriously from the get-go are going to set themselves up with a nice side hustle and side gig, like for themselves. Like, yeah, she's gonna kill it. Accountants in general, I got to hang out with them a lot. I've sold them cars before. I've kind of like known. There's a lot of accountants are up in New England. It's just a big major around here. Like a lot of my friends. So, but they're happy. They're good. They kind of get to understand businesses fundamentally. They get like a carnal view. My friends work in mergers and acquisitions, so they get to understand businesses from the inside out. Sort of put valuations on everything, figure out what people are actually making, and it keeps everybody very humble and honest, and it doesn't allow itself to get like a ridiculous. And there's no like Chad or like Karen, even though you are a lifelong Karen, somehow there's no Karens in that business. Somehow every account I've met is a sweetie pie. So you'd figure it would be loaded with Karens, like level 5 alarm, wedge haircut blonde Karens, and it's just not the case.
Jar sent 25. Yo, Nick, I've been making good money selling heavy equipment with my dad, and it's growing more and more. At some point, I'm going to have to sell real estate. At some point, I'm going to have real estate.
Yes.
Should I research and start flipping, or no, maybe avoid real estate altogether?
No, man, fuck that. You're a fucking a heavy equipment guy. If you're selling heavy equipment, you're selling yellow machines, dude, just deal with the developers. Be the guy who can just take machines, get involved. Who gives a shit about any of that? You don't have to worry about building houses. You should be worrying about clearing land and working for developers on the side. That's how you're going to do it. You have machines at your come on, I know what you're doing. Dude, I would kill. I would Irish whip a collie into my oven when it's on clean mode, when it's on self clean mode, and it brings up to 590 degrees and it like overheats, it fries the motherboard. Yeah, you're in a really great position, man. But I would what I would do with that is I would just get more into the side of the developing, the gravel, the trucking, the hauling. There's more money to be made in that than there is in the guys who are flipping it. Trust me. Flip houses. Flipping houses. Just so we're all on the same page. Flipping houses to flip houses sucks. Because flipping houses means you have to be on a budget. Like you have to it has to make fiscal sense. Mm-hmm. Who loses? The next buyer. I had an opportunity to renovate this house, but instead of doing it the right way, I had to operate inside a constraint of profit. Right? Yeah. I have to make money. This house is gonna. Let's just say you buy a house for. I stole it. It was $225. It was worth $300. I'm gonna sell it for $450. But the human is a greedy pig, and a flipper is a profit-seeking robot. Yeah. So you're just gonna gaff and like chintz out everywhere, and it's just gonna be. Yeah. That's why flipping it to flip. That's not what I hate that. Yeah. I don't do that either. It's just, you can do that for apartment units, and like you can renovate units and get them for rental shape, like just over the line. But especially when you have like nice real estate and it gets like flipped, it's like cool. Now I have to rip all this. I just hope everybody finds it pre-flip. I mean, realistically, because especially with stuff that has where the details just been slopped over. My friends who do 40 houses a year, they flip houses so I can't even hang out with them because they do such a job. Yeah, they suck. They paint everything gray and white, like bad choices. Cheap paint, bad finishings, cheap door handles, $89 ceiling fans, cheap Home Depot crap switches, all just junk everything's junk, and it's all new junk. So it's just insulting. It just hurts my feelings. That's what happens. But if you just buy a house and it's yours and you make everything like whatever, you just do a good enough job to make it, optimize it without going over the top. There's an art form to it. You'll figure it out. But